Hi, I'm Julia Harris, a.k.a. Julia the Realtor.
And I'm Karen Jones-Lewis, your Georgia, Florida Realtor.
We would like you to join us every first and third Saturday at 12 noon, where we will answer all your real estate questions. Good morning, WMBM listeners. Welcome to the Julia the Realtor Show, all the way live from beautiful North Miami, Florida, where you can get your up-to-date real estate information and all your real estate questions answered. And in the process, we're going to have a little fun, say it with me now, fun around here. So if you're in need of real estate services in the Broward and Dade County areas, you can call me directly at 954-483-9994. You can also find me on Facebook at Julia the Realtor SFL, on Instagram at Julia the Realtor, Twitter at Julia the Realtor 1, and on my website at juliatherealtor.com. But while I'm here on the show, you can call me at 305-953-9626. That's Dade County. And in Broward, you can call 954-525-1490. And toll free for all you people across the world, 888-599-WMBM. So, joining me here today is my colleague, co-host, and friend, Karen Jones-Lewis.
What's up, Julia? You see, I wasn't going to say anything. I know you were going to get it right? What's up, WMVM listeners? Yes, I am Karen Jones-Lewis, your real estate broker in Florida with K1 Realty Group. You can check out my website, k1realtygroup.com. My blog is karenjoneslewis.com. I want somebody to click on my blog today, somebody to tell me that you're listening to me. Like me on Facebook, K1 Realty Group, and my phone number is 305-323-1556. Let me say that again, 305-323-1556.
All right, Karen.
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready, Julia.
Guess what? I got this 3-2 in Pembroke Pines. Needs a little bit of work. It's a rehab special for all those investors out there. If you're looking for a rehab property, you can call me at 954-483-994 so you can get a little more information on this 3-2 single family house with rehab potential. Karen, what you got for me?
This is my featured house for the week. I am looking for me a ready, willing, and able buyer. I have me a 6-bedroom, 5-bath. It's on sale. You know, when you want something, you run and get it on sale. So we got it for $390,000. It is still in the Dade County area. Off 441 and 207th Street. Again, it's $390,000. It's on sale for you. I need me a ready, willing, and able buyer. Call me. I need to sell that house this week, okay? 305-323-1556. 6 bedrooms and 5 baths.
Not 6 bedrooms and 5 baths.
Yes, it is. It's a 2-story, too.
Oh.
And if you want to put an elevator in it, talk to me. We might have to put an elevator in it so you have no excuse because it's a 2-story. Oh, all right.
My God. So, Karen.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a guest with us today, honey.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
I would like to introduce our listeners out there. Please get ready. Get your pencils, get your papers, because we got some information for you. I'd like to introduce you to Dasha Polyakova from Assure America Title Company. Dasha, welcome to the show.
All right.
Thank you, Julia. Julia, Karen, it's a pleasure to be here today, and I can't wait for the show.
All right. Tell us a little about yourself, Karen.
Karen, you want me?
No.
I sell real estate.
We know you, Karen. Dasha, I'm sorry, honey. It's rainy outside. My brain's a little clouded, listeners. Please forgive me.
And you got it on time, too.
Listen, Stranger.
But wait, we're going to get to you, Dasha, in a minute, though. I'm just putting that there to the listener. Not only has she got here on time, she's been like that almost for the last, month or so.
Girl.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
giving myself a round of applause.
I'm giving you one, too.
Dasha, tell us about yourself. What do you do for Assure America Title?
So I'm a licensed title agent for Assure America Title. I came on board about a year ago, and I used to do title in Chicago. I went to law school. Yeah, I went to law school down here, moved here for law school, and currently awaiting results of the bar. So
awesome.
Working at the title company, having fun, and as soon as I get my results, then I'll be the attorney of record.
Awesome.
Okay. So you're going to be our real estate attorney.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we need you. Oh, Lord knows we need you.
Awesome. That's awesome,
Right,
Dasha.
Good.
Lord.
So I won't go first, but I'm ready to ask all types of
All right,
questions.
Karen, I'm gonna let
Go
you
easy
start
on
it
me.
off, Karen.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
so I'll start it off. Okay. Tell us, here's the first thing that I want to ask you, and this is not into what the title company does. Normally, as a real estate broker, a real estate agent, we kind of give our clients recommendations on which title company to pick. Do you all ever have any people that just picks you on your own, like a buyer comes in at random? Because most buyers are not familiar with title at all.
Right, you're absolutely right, Karen. Most buyers are not familiar with title. They don't know what title is. Even after the closing process, they have a lot of questions. They don't really know what happened. They just came in, signed a bunch of paperwork. We do have people coming in from the street, so to speak. We have a very big online presence. We have a great website, and we have a lot of people finding us all over America on that website because we can close anywhere in the country. We can even do mailaways in other countries. So we do have people finding us, and because I'm licensed and most of the processors at my company are licensed, they can actually look us up and see that we're a legitimate company. And and obviously we always like to meet people in person as much as we can because that's how we like to do business.
Awesome. I'd like to ask a question. So you say people usually don't know what they're doing, why they're there, what is title?
Right.
What is title? What is title insurance?
All right. So title insurance, it protects you against anything that happened in the past, right? So we do a search and we make sure that whatever the home that you're buying actually belongs to that seller that's selling it, and they have the right to sell it to you.
Okay.
So that in the future nobody can come knocking on your door and say, hey, actually this isn't your house, it's my house. Wait a second, I bought it from someone. Nope, that person wasn't the real owner. So we make sure, we find the right owner. We make sure that in the future, if you want to sell that home that you bought, you can sell it free and clear. And we want to make sure that nobody comes knocking on your door and saying, hey, you owe us money for something, which you don't actually owe. It was from some previous owner 30 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever it may be.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
So I like to be the advocate.
Go ahead.
Now, has somebody ever came knocking at somebody's door after you all supposedly did your title work? I mean, because things happen, especially in real estate.
Of course. It's rare because we are very diligent in our searches, and we go years and years back, especially with a lot of the lenders these days. When you're getting a mortgage, they have a lot of requirements that we fulfill for them, and our underwriters as well that underwrite our title insurance. But it has happened, and that's what the insurance is for. And we stand behind you and we take care of everything for you.
Listeners, this is some pertinent information. I hope y'all are listening out there. If you have any questions, you need to call in.
Okay, so we're going to go back a little bit so then we can go forward. When the reason that a person gets the title insurance is to make sure that that property, the seller who says, hey, this is my house, that I can literally and legally sell it to you. And they get the title insurance to make sure that it's protected so nothing happens. And with the title insurance, if it does happen, that's why we have the title insurance.
Right.
So we're good. We can't get out of getting the title insurance.
Well, right. So it kind of works backwards in a way. So it's whatever happens once you buy the home, anything that happens after that, that's on you. You take out a mortgage, you take out a loan, that's already on you. But everything that happened before,
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like a reverse.
Wait, so the title insurance protects
everything
the beforehand.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
Correct. All the past stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
And somebody needed that answer.
I hope y'all are listening. That's all I got to say, because this is very important information.
Yeah, especially like Dasha says, because when people do really and truly, and we notice that, Julia, you and I, when people come and sit at the closing table, they don't know a lot. They still don't know a lot. All they know is that I'm buying a house, a bunch of papers. I'm buying this house right here, but I don't know all of everything that's going on, because most times we don't read our documents.
That's a lot of documents to read.
That's very scary.
How many pages do you, like on average? Is
A 200-page book? Go ahead.
Well, if it's a cash transaction, I mean, they really only have
That's
to
a
sign
slam dunk.
a couple papers at
Right.
most. But with the mortgage, it is. I mean, and that's all at the mortgage companies, the lenders. They're the ones that dictate all that paperwork to sign. We just kind of facilitate the process because we're the closing agents.
Gotcha.
And the mortgage company have already given them those same documents to sign up front. Most of them?
No. That would just be things that they do to pre-qualify them.
Right.
And that's usually documents they have to submit, but not necessarily to sign.
Right. Like the credit report and da-da-da-da.
Right. Just, pay stubs and all kinds of things like
Well,
that.
sometimes won't the lender, and this is something for me too, because my understanding is that the lender will send them same disclosures up front on some of them.
Correct,
So
correct.
therefore they can read them up front.
Correct.
And right.
3 days before, usually that's the rule. That's what they try to do. And then as soon as they have that, they read that, and then we can close 3 days after that on those same exact numbers so that nothing changes.
That rule came
And
into
that-
play, what,
yes.
this year or last year?
I think last year
It's
too.
new, yes.
So,
Okay.
listeners, 3 days beforehand, you should be getting your paperwork from your lender to review. So then 3 days after that, you can close at the title company, Assure America Title, or your title company of choice. And
No, or your title company of your choice. Assure America.
Listen, it's everyone's choice.
I know it.
I
They're-
encourage people to do their research.
Right.
But when they do, they're going to see that we are a very reputable company.
What's your website?
It's www.assureamericatitle.com.
that's
Okay,
right.
all right,
That's
okay.
right.
Or you just Google Assure America Title. It's going to come right up, yeah.
That's right. And so Assure America Title does what? What kind of services exactly?
So we do the closings. We prepare all the documents for you. We do the searches. We hold the escrow. Some real estate companies we work with don't have their own escrow account, so we go ahead and we do provide that service for them free of charge. And we make sure that you close on time and everything's correct. And then we're always there for you after the fact if you ever call, if ever something happens or you have questions. Like I said before, most of the processors that work with us are licensed. So not only are you getting that knowledge from people that actually sat down and took the state test and have experience, but when you're licensed, you actually get commission on every single deal you do. So the service goes up extremely, as opposed to most title companies, they only have the owner is the only person that's licensed and everyone else just gets salary. So this is kind of just one other way that our service really stands apart.
Awesome. And you said title search.
Correct.
Can you expand on that? What
Sure.
does that mean?
So a title search is everything that's in the public records. You or I could actually just go in right now and take a look at all that stuff. A lot of the documents are very convoluted. They may be old. They may be from the different language from back in a long time ago. So most people, kind of lay people, can't really read it correctly. So we have people that have been doing this for years, 30 years, and they sit there and they search everything that's in the public records, and then we also do something called a municipal search. And that one, the cities actually don't have to record anything in the public records. So this is all unrecorded documents we have to send straight to the city. We have to ask, okay, this is what we're looking for. They send it to different departments, and then we get a search back from them with city fines, open permits, if you're trying to put an addition in your house, if you haven't cut your bushes in 5 years and there's $30,000 accumulating. So we find out about all of that kind of stuff too.
Okay.
You said a word, escrow.
Correct.
Okay. So Julia's the real estate agent and I'm the buyer. So Julia have me, we pick a house and I go and give $1,000 and I make it payable to Assure America.
Correct.
Okay. We gone into contract. Okay. Did the inspection, and 2 weeks later I decide that I see this other house and I don't want this house no more.
Happens all the time.
Now, but I want my money back.
Right.
And I'm coming to Julia, and I'm, no matter what, okay, I want my money back.
Of course.
Okay. Can you give me my money back?
It's all up to the contract.
Okay. The seller is not going to release my money, but I want my money back because I gave it to Julia. Okay, I'm coming after Julia.
You have
It's
to try
always me.
Right. You have to try to get out of the contract. I mean, that's between you, the realtors. You have to try to figure out what terms in there are going to be able to allow you to get out of that contract. And then once you figure that out, you get the other side to sign. You send us a cancellation release, and we go ahead and release the escrow to whoever is stated on the form.
The other side is in Canada and will not sign.
Well, that's a problem, isn't it?
It's a problem.
For you.
For me, it's a problem. I mean, because we see this happening every
Right.
day. And
Of
so we
course.
want to let our listeners know that
Right.
there
It's not
is a
that
problem. It's not that easy that you have your money in escrow.
You can't
and then
just go around
because
changing your mind because you feel
Right.
like it.
Not because you feel like it, but if there is a valid reason and in the contract, inspection period, whatever it is.
Okay, Dasha, that's perfect.
going
Let's
to
do
allow you
that.
to get out of
Okay,
there.
Dasha, that's perfect. Inspection period.
Mm-hmm.
I find out there is something major wrong with the property.
Of course.
Okay. And the seller knows it, and I want my money back. But the seller will not sign. Can the buyer get their money back?
It's going to be a negotiation, and if ultimately you know that the seller is committing fraud or doing something that's...
No, they're not committing fraud.
Well, if you're saying that they didn't disclose to you and they know about this issue, then you have to look at the terms of the contract. The terms of the contract will save you or, put you in a bad spot. So you guys signed that contract together, and now you use that same contract to get out of it.
Okay, so we're going to stay right there because this happens so much in real estate. I know it, listeners, you ready to go, but it's important. The inspection period gives you a time period. You have 10 days. After you've inspected it, you no longer want it. And you're in a legitimate contract.
Right.
Okay? You find something wrong, and it could be minor.
Right.
But the seller, so the point that I'm saying is that, is there any way possible that a buyer can get their money back without the seller signing that release and cancellation? So that's the question.
No. But at that point, you will... actually, we have a situation like that going on right now. We just got asked advice about it. And we actually advised them to
Right.
go to the board, your board, the Florida Board of Realtors in the state.
You do arbitration.
And, well, at least to ask them, what the recommendations are. I don't want to say threaten a lawsuit, but kind of in very firm terms say, legally you need to give this money back, and we do have an attorney ready to proceed. And I mean, usually people are pretty good about it. I mean, if you're doing business in the area and you're a reputable person and you have a good reputation, you don't want to mess with people. Yeah, a couple. Exactly.
I've been doing it for 17 years, and I think
Comes
I've
up a
had
lot.
two clients that did lose their money, and it was actually their fault.
Okay.
I mean, because sometimes when you don't disclose things and you don't tell your real estate agent everything, they can't protect you. But with that right there, now when you put $1,000 in escrow and then somebody, go ahead.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So if the other person doesn't sign that release, I mean, you have to remember they don't have the money. We have the money. So we
Right.
as the title company hold the money. So nobody gets the money, and we just have to hold on to it. We don't want to hold on to it either because we can't do anything with it. It
Right.
just sits there.
Right.
So essentially, it's to everyone's benefit to go ahead and sign that off. Because that person doesn't want to get I mean, I know we get bar complaints as attorneys, but I'm sure you guys get complaints to the real estate board. So it just, it doesn't look good for your career.
They can call the board, but what happens is that if somebody has $1,000 in our legal, well, I won't say that because we can't use that. We can get advice from a legal hotline, but we can't use that. That's just some information that they're giving us. But when people put $1,000 in escrow and then they go to an attorney, it might cost them more than $1,000 to get it out though.
Yeah.
But be careful, and we'll move on. But when you're getting a house and you put your money in escrow, you just know these things and ask your real estate agent to talk about when your money goes in escrows and what your options are. And don't, walk away. Be serious about getting that property when you do get ready to sign and put your money in escrow.
I had a situation like that just this week. I mean, they went under contract. They did their inspection. They came back, with the report, and they're like, "Oh, the buyer wants X, Y, and Z amount off." And I was like, "Here, let me get that cancellation. I'll let you out because I'm not going to go through all that." I know the seller, she can't, she can't do that much off because it wouldn't be in her favor. So here you go. Let me sign that, release for you, and you can have.
And you
money
let
back.
them out. You see,
Yeah.
that was, and that's a great agent. I'm like that too. And another thing too is that when you work with the real estate agent, make sure that your real estate agent has a relationship and follow up with the other agent. And most times you can get out of it if it's a valid reason for wanting to get your money back from escrow.
The minds did not meet, so.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You got to let them out. Yeah. So, what's our next thing? We're going to say, so who needs title insurance and why?
Well, everybody needs title insurance because, think about it. This is the biggest, purchase you're making in your entire life for most people. Purchasing a home. That's your biggest investment. Don't you want to protect that? Don't you, Karen and Julia?
I want to protect it, and most important, I want to protect my clients.
Yeah,
yes, I want my clients protected.
That's right. You don't want to be living up in your house and then somebody come knocking on your door talking about, excuse me, can you pack up and move, please?
Yeah, and that's why this was all created too, because that actually happened. Back in whatever days, there was just land, and people would settle on it, and then somebody else would come along. Hey, this is actually my land.
Right.
So that's why all this came about in the first place, right?
Okay. So
is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead, Karen.
My turn.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
all right. Here I go. All right. I get excited when we have guests. Okay, because I love my listeners to get all the information that they
all
can.
Their real estate
this is our community.
Answered.
I'm excited to be a guest.
Right. don't say that too loud, because we'll have you back next show.
All right. You're not scaring me.
We like part 2.
Yeah. All right.
Here's a question. There used to be a time when we would have closings and everybody would sit at the closing table together.
The good old days.
And I'm not sure if they were good old days, because sometimes the buyer and the seller could be there. And this is no joke. I had a client. We were at the closing table, and he said to me, I don't want to close the deal because I don't like the way she easing me. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
You might want to explain what that means.
Oh, right.
I guess looking at me,
I assume that's what it was.
Right. All right. Okay. And that's way back in the days, right? But we used to all be at the closing table,
right?
But now we're not. There are some times that even at the closing table, the closer will have to say, is it okay for me to be in there when they're going over the numbers? I've had that happen to me.
The closer, no, it's okay for the closer to be there. They're the ones,
me as the real estate agent.
Oh, right. So now, we have after everything that happened when the market crashed, a lot of things were revised, and one of the big changes was that for privacy reasons, we don't want anybody to get upset about how much somebody's making on the house and how much somebody's paying and et cetera. So everybody or the realtors taking over the documents and kind of not letting their clients know what's going on, or the mortgage people just taking it upon themselves to do whatever they want, and then the client not even seeing anything until the day of the closing, or just getting, like we said before, getting papers put in front of them, signing off, and not knowing what's going on. So now there's these, we send out, right when we start everything, we send out a sheet, and the buyer and seller, they have to sign off, and they have to check off a box that says, you can show my realtor all my documents, you can show my mortgage broker all my documents, and then we can go ahead and include everybody on the emails, include everybody, in everything that we're sending out. Okay. But it is very serious, because we do want the buyers and the seller to have all the information, and to not have it intercepted and things like that. As well as at the closing table, yes, you're correct. When it's a mortgage, we don't have a buyer and a seller sit in the same room. And if they are friends, or if it's okay for them to sit in the same room, we actually have to have them sign off on another form, and then that way we're allowed to have everybody in the same room.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That is very awesome. So I'd like to ask you a question. So why should a buyer, or even a seller, because sellers, sometimes they have to pick their title companies too. Why should they use Assure America Title?
Well, that's a great question, Julia.
And I'm sure you're going to give me a great answer,
Great
Dasha.
answer. Listen, I can only offer information, knowledge. Our logo is our knowledge is your advantage, and we really do stand by that. We really do stand by that. We really are problem solvers at my company. I like a good challenge. I like when something comes along and I've never dealt with it before, and I go ahead and I research and I figure it out, and I call people I've worked with in the past and people in the industry, and we really do get the job done. If there's a complicated deal, we'll go ahead and we'll do everything we can and we'll close it. We have 3 major underwriters, Old Republic, Stewart, Title Resources, some of the biggest in the country. So if one can't do it, another one definitely will. And we really work for the client. We want to make sure that they're taken care of as much as the realtors do. We want to make sure that experience is good, so that way we reflect well on you as realtors, and then your clients are like, wow, you picked a great title company, you picked a great mortgage company, and we're gonna go ahead and keep using you and keep referring you.
Right.
So but yeah, and just watch out for any inflated costs on your closing disclosure or settlement statement, the HUD. We don't do that. All our costs on there are to the third party. If we do a lien search, go straight to the city. If we do a title search, go straight to whoever's we're using, whatever service we're using for the search. And we just put one fee on there. It's the closing cost, and it includes everything. Includes your notary, wire, whatever we have to do. If we have to send a notary out to Tennessee free of charge, it's all included. And we price match. There's many great things we do. We have over 100 years combined experience. We have all licensed title agents, and you always have me. I'm kind of like the client support specialist manager. So I always tell clients, you can always call me if you can't reach your processor, whoever you're working with. Awesome. And we have Ray. He's actually the owner. Well,
Ray Noble.
Yeah, Ray and Anthony, they're the owners, and they're very hands-on, and you can always get a hold of them. Ray has 2 cell phones, and so does Anthony. So it's a very we're expanding as a company, but still the owners are very hands-on, and that really does make a difference.
Beautiful. Awesome. And the buyers, the clients could actually call you all as opposed to going through their agent or their mortgage lender.
Exactly. They can call us directly. My cell phone's on my business cards. It's everywhere. I'll give it to you guys. So you can always reach me.
Okay, give it out now. Give out your cell phone. We don't want the office. Give out your cell phone
My cell
number.
phone is 847-612-1249. Once again, that's 847-612-1249, and that is a Chicago number.
She's from the Chi, y'all.
But she's here with us.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's so great.
All right. Well, I truly am so glad you came.
I'm
Again,
glad I came too.
This is it.
Thank
This
you.
is it. So we might hold you to a part 2. I am Karen Jones Lewis, your real estate broker in South Florida, K1 Realty Group, phone number 305-323-1556. And we're going to take it to the closing table at Assure America.
That's right. And while we at Assure America, we're going to have you sign on that dotted line. I hope you listeners out there enjoyed today's show. We had Dasha from Assure America Title in here, and she dropped all that knowledge for y'all. This is Julia Harris, a.k.a. Julia the Realtor, and you can reach me at 954-483-9994. Join us every first and third Saturday, same time, same place, WMBM, AM 1490, and peace. Thank you for listening to Julia the Realtor. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.